Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now here on a Friday following a very fun Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a good time at your family's house and a great time watching the Cowboys lose. We're going to jump into the latest Eagles news and rumors here heading into an important, as we always say, Sunday in the National Football League with a chance to climb up the playoff ranking ladder. Let's start with the Eagles' NFC East champions, or chances, I should say, to become the champions of the division, which got a major boost yesterday with the Cowboys blowing it and losing to the Raiders. Man, we are all big Raider fans today. Absolutely fantastic. So Philadelphia has won 3 of their last 4. We all know this. They're trending upward at an incredible rate. Dallas has now lost 3 of their last 4. And even though, technically, going into yesterday, the Cowboys had an 86% chance to win the NFC East, that has dumped now to a little bit below 60% chance, according to Pro Football Focus, giving the actual conversation that Philadelphia could win the NFC East. We had basically thrown this out, right? This was not going to happen, and yet here we are, as we'll talk about, in terms of the Cowboys losing, the Eagles potentially winning, and the rest of the NFC East looking very, very iffy. Philadelphia's chances are climbing at a rate that I would not have expected 5 weeks ago when Philadelphia was down in the dumps after losing a couple of games in a row. So first off, the main reason why Philadelphia has a chance is because of their remaining schedule. We've talked about this a lot. We've seen this graphic a lot here. We'll throw it up again. Next 5 weeks, it is easy. Doesn't mean they're going to win them all, right? You could lose on Sunday to the Giants, but technically, mathematically, this is a very easy 5-game stretch. On the road against the Giants, they're having a ton of offensive issues during turning the football over a bunch. They fired their offensive coordinator. They have a ton of points defensively. Like, the Eagles should be able to run down their throat every single possession. Jets, we know the Jets are bad. I don't have to talk about that. If you lose to the Jets, then oh boy, it's going to be a rough week, but they shouldn't. Washington will be a little tricky. I think the Washington football team, Taylor Heineke, they have had some defensive injuries, but are still a good football team in terms of they're gritty, they're annoying. You could definitely lose to them, but still get them in Philadelphia. Giants again in Philadelphia. That's important after Christmas. And then Washington again. So these are divisional opponents, yes, but they're not good divisional opponents. So if Philadelphia goes 4-1 over the next 5 weeks, or even 3-2, and Dallas struggles, the Eagles' chances of winning the division are still very high. Look at what the Cowboys have the next 5 weeks. They just lost to the Raiders. Again, they've lost 3 of 4. Their defense is giving up a lot more points than it had the first couple of weeks. No longer this, vaunted defense that holds you to 15 points a game. They are at the Saints next week. Now, the Saints, aren't that great, but at least they're good defensively and should have Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram back. Then they have Washington. Then they have the Giants. Then they have Washington again. Then Arizona. That's the key thing there, is that they got to play the Cardinals, and they'll be battling for playoff position because Arizona has a very tough schedule remaining and a very tough conference or division as well. And then, of course, we all finish up, in Philadelphia, Eagles-Cowboys Week 17. Like, seriously, why can't the Eagles win the East? Right? If the Eagles go 4-1 and the Dallas Cowboys go 2-3 over the next 5 weeks, then the Eagles are definitely going to go ahead and win the division. But if it's even closer and it comes down to a Week 17 matchup in Philadelphia, a rematch of that Monday night debacle Week 3 or whatever it was, why can't the Eagles run all over the Cowboys and actually win the NFC East? Either way, Philadelphia looks like they have a really good chance of being in the wild card, which is what we were all asking for, 4 games into the year, just like, please, even make the wild card. But they have a legit chance to actually go ahead and win the East, and it's time to start at least acknowledging that if they win on Sunday, they'll be 1 game out of the win column at 6-6, and 2 games out of the loss column in terms of the actual NFC East. Because Dallas, again, they were 7-2 at one point. They have now, or 7-1 at one point, actually. They have now lost 3 of their last 4. 6-1, sorry, my math right. They've lost 3 of their last 4, whatever it is. Philadelphia is lurking right there, and I think has a very good chance to win the East. Again, winning the NFC East would guarantee you at least a home playoff game in the first round, probably not in the second round because you're going to be the 4 seed, and so you get 1 home playoff game unless a wildcard team wins, then maybe even 2 home playoff games in, of course, the wildcard round and then in the divisional round as well. So we will go ahead and cross our fingers. We're not going to get crazy here. I just want to make the wild card, but they have a chance to win the division. It's time to start at least acknowledging that thanks to the Raiders on Thursday night. Add break pin comment down below right now. Do you think the Eagles will win the NFC East? If you do, type Y down below for yes. If you do not, then go ahead and type N down below for no. Now, while we also are acknowledging the fact that the Eagles can win the NFC East, we must also acknowledge the fact that the defense is playing good football. And that Jonathan Gannon, who was scapegoat numero uno, I could not stand the guy the first 5 weeks of the year. He is honestly playing pretty darn good and calling a good defensive scheme. Like, overall, Philadelphia had originally blitzed on 14% of their dropbacks through the first 7 weeks of the season, and then over the past couple of games, the past 4, they've doubled it, essentially. It's up to 24% in terms of blitzes from a defensive scheme perspective. They were a zone shell defensive team, which they still are primarily, but they're bringing a lot more pressure, and they're bringing it in key times. You saw that a lot during the Saints game, where the Eagles would bring pressure on third down, a slot blitz or an extra linebacker, and it worked really, really well. And so we have to at least give credit where credit is due to Jonathan Gannon's defense. Now, they're not world beaters, right? The rankings would say they're still bottom third of the league, right? 24th in points allowed, 20th in points per game, 12th against the rush, 12th against the pass, 21st against the rush. And that rush defense being so low is the fact that they still are not, loading a box against a good running football team. They're daring you to run the football. They want you to throw the football against this team, at least from a shell defense perspective. But they at least are playing better, and I wanted to acknowledge it today on the show because this is a 5-game stretch against not very good offenses where the Eagle defensive rankings can really start to climb right now and look really, really good heading into a potential matchup against Dak Prescott and the high-flying Cowboy offense. What's your confidence level right now in this Eagle defense? Like, scale 1 to 10. Confidence level is a 5. That's average. Is it a 7? Is it an 8? It can't be a 10, right? The Eagle defense is still gonna allow points to be scored. Right? We can't get too ahead of ourselves. But what is your confidence level? Give me that down below right now in the comments section. My confidence level is I think it's a 7 out of 10, right? It's a 7 out of 10 mainly because the secondary is playing very, very good football. Darius Slay is, if he's not going to be the number 1 Pro Bowl corner in the NFC, but Trayvon Diggs will probably get that, he at least will be number 2 or number 3. Like, he's right there with Ramsey, right there with Diggs. I mean, he has been so good this year, and statistically has been a little bit better because Diggs has given up a couple of deep balls with the Cowboys as of late. So I have a lot of confidence in the secondary. The pass rush, It's iffy, right? I don't think Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave had really come on in the second half of the season like I thought that they would. Maybe they will the next 5 weeks. Who knows? The linebackers have played a lot better. I'm at a 7 out of 10 right now. Not getting crazy here, but it still is above average, which of course would be sitting there at a 5. Okay, before we go ahead and quickly continue the conversation about the Eagles defense, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel by going down and hitting that red subscribe button. We approach 22,000 subs here on hopefully the fastest growing and best Eagle channel you guys follow on the platform. Of course, we try to get you guys as many updates as we possibly can throughout the weekend. As of right now, you guys understand I'm not in my usual studio setup. I am in my parents' house because I'm home for Thanksgiving, yet still working here to bring you guys the latest Eagles news and rumors. So hope you guys appreciate that. Go down below and hit the red subscribe button. Now, the defense against the Saints, fantastic. They gave up a little bit in terms of points last week and yards late there in the third and fourth quarter, so the yards just bumped up a little bit. The fumble recovery, though, the 2 interceptions, I think we're going to start to see the points allowed and yards per game start to drop a little bit here as you go to take on the Jets and the Giants and the Washington football team, all of which have mediocre to decent offenses, Washington being the best offense they're going to face over the next 5 weeks. All right, before we go and get into an injury report here, quick shout out to this insane hoodie deal that's happening due to Black Friday. If you didn't realize it's Black Friday today, so if you guys want to jump in on some deals for the holidays, go to chatsports.com/Eagles hoodie to get this Eagles hoodie you see on the screen right now. It's 50% off. This is a $70 hoodie on sale for $35, and it looks great. I got an Eagle hoodie on Black Friday, same deal last year. Love it, wear it all the time. It's actually in my closet right now because I'm inside, not even wearing a hoodie. But if you guys want to jump in on this deal again, chatsports.com/Eagles hoodie, 50% off. Get it for the special someone in your life. Link down below right now in the description box. Okay, we'll wrap up here with a little quick injury note in terms of the Eagles who did not practice. We'll start there. Fletcher Cox was out. That was rest. Not a big deal. He will play on Sunday. Jordan Howard officially out with the knee. And Darius Slay had a concussion late in last week's win against the Saints. He's expected to play on Sunday based on what I have heard. He was out giving away Thanksgiving turkeys, and someone asked him if he's going to play. He said yes, so expect Slay, barring a setback, to be cleared of concussion protocol, and play on Sunday. Limited participants for the Eagles. John Bradley is going to play with a shoulder. Lane Johnson, just rest, no worries. Same with Kelsey. Josh Sweat, little knee tweak, not a big deal. He will play on Sunday as well. Those are all guys who are limited, but the majority of them are just precautionary. They're going to go ahead and play for the Eagles on Sunday. In terms of the Giants, this is big. Kyle Rudolph might not play on Sunday. I'm not expecting Sterling Shepard's quad to be healthy, so he's probably not going to go. And I'm very interested to see if a guy like Kadarius Toney with his quad is going to go as well. They have had a ton of injuries on the offense. The only one that I know for sure that will is Saquon Barkley, who of course come back from the ankle injury last week and played pretty well. We'll see how he does against the Eagle defense. But overall, the Giants are not healthy and the wide receivers aren't great, so maybe another big day for Darius Slay and Steven Nelson. Who knows? Which of these injuries worries you the most in terms of maybe playing the Giants? Is any one of these guys not being healthy good for Philadelphia, or is there an Eagle injury that worries you the most? Let me know who that is down below right now in the comments section. I'll make sure Josh Sweat's knee's okay and Darius Slay's concussion's fine. Should be, based on what I have heard, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, things can change between Friday right now and then moving forward on a Sunday. All right, we will end here. And, of course, make sure you guys are ready for our mailbag video tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. Get your questions in down below. #Eagles if you have one. I'm going to film that coming up here in the next couple of days for a mailbag video leading into Sunday's matchup against the Giants. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We'll break it all down back at our normal spot on Monday. For Philadelphia Eagles now, I am your host, Thomas Mott. We go ahead and sign off the rest of your day.